The splendor of Bengalore's state of the art hotels on New Year's Eve. Hotel Blue Moon was all decked up to welcome the first day of the new year. The hotel was adorned with colorful lights and looked like a lush forest. Several glamorous programs were lined up for the special entertainment of the day. It was almost 10 o'clock when Akash reached there. Some of the juicy programs had already started. A glamorous dancer was performing a sophisticated, sexy western dance, and Akash could not take his eyes off her. Akash, who had come there with his friends at their insistence, inevitably had to drink 2 pints of beer for the sake of his friends. When his friends insisted on having whiskey, he refused, saying that he wanted to continue the long journey in the car. The dancer's sexy body and her sculpted limbs made everyone stare at her again and again. Her transparent dress, which was just an excuse, could not hide her body. Even though Akash wanted to dance with her, he restrained himself, chatting with his friends and enjoying her dance. His wife Sahana and their 2 children had left for her hometown Bandra in Mumbai the day before. Sahana had hoped to spend 4-5 days there, including the New Year celebrations. Akash could not go to Mumbai with her as he had an important client meeting at his office. After all those meetings were over, he rushed to fulfill his long held dream. The meeting was just an excuse not to go to Mumbai. He wanted to spend time with his best friend Pankaja. The party was in full swing at the hotel. Time slowly passed and it was 12 o'clock. Everyone there shook hands, hugged, and wished each other well. Akash met many friends and exchanged greetings. After finishing all that, he left the hotel. He was still lost in the dance music. He controlled himself and steered the car. The car slowly moved forward and finally reached Pankaja's house. He reached Pankaja's apartment, parked the car, went to the 8th floor, and rang the doorbell of her house. Pankaja opened the door and greeted him with a smile. Pankaja, who was shining in an attractive, glamorous dress, hugged Akash and fell into his arms. Akash hugged her tightly and kissed her on the lips sweetly. As if in a dream world, they stepped inside and leaned on the sofa. Akash rushed over and tried to kiss her again. Akash, you are too fast. It has just been a new year. We chatted for a while. Then she winked. Pankaja reluctantly stepped away and invited the man sitting inside and walked towards the dining table. She prepared a delicious cocktail from the various bottles arranged on the table, handed him a glass, and sat down opposite to him, holding one for herself. They exchanged greetings while sipping their drinks. From there, they walked towards the balcony, chatting slowly. Staring at the moon and stars shining in the middle of the night, they lost themselves in their own world. Pankaja is a rich woman. Her husband, Dr. Sundar, had left for Delhi that evening for a 3-day conference. He was a popular orthopedician in the city. Due to the high demand, his nursing home was always bursting. So, not only did he come home late at night, but also he went there on weekends as an emergency case. A very ambitious woman, Pankaja always wanted a happy marriage with him. Due to lack of time, her husband's company was a mirage for her. Pankaja, who had many dreams about a romantic life since her college days, was saddened when none of them came true. Although not ugly, Pankaja, who was not beautiful, did not win the love of boys. Pankaja, who had lived a comfortable and luxurious life in the upper middle class from the beginning, was not a socialite. She did not invite anyone for conversation or friendship on her own. She was a reserved person who would only mingle with someone if they spoke to her. When other girls left college on bikes with their boyfriends and when they would hang out in pairs at college functions, she would remember the fortune she had missed. From the very beginning, her parents wanted Pankaja to get married quickly, and as soon as she got graduated, they started hunting for a groom. But even after turning 32, her luck never came. She got a good job in a private company. She used to spend her days comfortably and spend luxuriously. But when many grooms rejected her, she became desperate. Thus, in the coming days, she was satisfied that she had rejected many grooms for no reason and took revenge. but she wanted to get married, and after crossing 32, she did not have many options. Thus, she never agreed to any of the grooms who were close to her, and even though he was 10 years older than her, Dr. Sundar, infatuated with his lavish lifestyle, married him. Although not particularly beautiful, Pankaja had always given great importance to her personality. She maintained her perfect figure by going to the gym every day and walking and jogging. Her toned body had introduced her to many hungry eyes in the office and at client meetings, but she was always looking for a man who would love and adore her. Dr. Sundar, who was very serious, did not become the ideal partner she wanted. He, who had become his own, visited private hospitals in other towns related to his nursing home and was lost in his own world, did not have time to recognize the feelings of his young wife. If he had shown more love and affection on his own and sought her favor, Pankaja would have been attracted to him. An unpleasant choice earlier, his boring response on top of that marriage was a feast for her. Her married life had continued boringly, without any ups and downs. Mechanical physical intercourse was the reason for the birth of her daughter. She never tried to get along well with her husband on her own. They shared their lives for duty, and after the birth of their daughter, the very next year after their marriage, both of them were sleeping in different rooms. Marriage was a status symbol for both of them. Both of them had developed prestigious personalities in society, as if they were not devoted. Although she wanted to live a single life away from him after the birth of the child, she would pretend to her family that her family life was going smoothly so as not to upset her traditional parents. Her parents did not think it was a big deal that her son in law, a famous and a busy doctor in Bengaluru, did not visit them. They were happy that their daughter's life had become better after the birth of their granddaughter. Pankaja's life went on like this. Although there was no quarrel between the husband and wife, there was no mutual intimacy, dedication, and affection. Without such emotional companionship, life was boring and mechanical. Home, the growth of her daughter, the office, thus her daily routine went on without any ups and downs. At this time, Akash entered her life. Akash was her college classmate. A tall, handsome man, he was always ahead in the sports and cultural activities of the college. While other girls yearned for his company, Pankaja stayed away from him due to her inferiority complex. Thus, Pankaja, who went there as a client to provide necessary materials to the company where Akash worked, had to deal with him on business. The old acquaintance came in handy. The two met often and soon became close friends. Thus, their friendship gradually deepened. Seeing such an attractive man yearning for her friendship, being touched by her company, and showering her with adoration and admiration gave her immense pleasure. Naturally, the formal plural gave way to intimacy, closeness, and affection. Pankaja realized that Akash, like her, was also yearning for the deep love of a woman. Because his wife Sahana was not of modern ideology. She was stuck in her own framework of her teaching job at school, two children at home, festivals, temples, fasts, etc. She had no need for a husband, no need for marriage. He had no interest in his wife, who had neglected romance and married life as a housewife for 18 years. Thus, they both realized that they were yearning for deep love. She liked Akash's concern for her and his sense of humor very much. She was happy that she had found the man she had been searching for all these days. Akash also loved her company equally. He longed to have her as his own. Daily messages and phone conversations made them very close. They used every opportunity to look forward to the day of their reunion. They knew that it would not be easy since both of them had their own limitations. They could not overcome the limited framework set by social responsibility and family system. Even meeting each other at a hotel in the same town meant catching the eye of acquaintances. They didn't have time to take a break from their work and go out of town. So they decided to have a party on New Year's Eve. Akash's wife Sahana had left for Mumbai while Pankaja's husband Dr. Sundar had left for Delhi. Akash had arranged to come to Pankaja's house on his own. Reminiscing about the past, the two of them spent some romantic moments on Pankaja's balcony. The cocktail that Pankaja had offered them had made them both horny. They held each other's hands, kissed each other, walked towards her bedroom as if it were a dream. The next morning, when Pankaja opened her eyes, the sun had already risen on the first day of the new year. Her entire body was in pain, as if it had been squeezed, sucked, and squeezed. She rolled over, yawning and unable to get up. Slowly, everything that had happened the night before came to mind. She realized that her current physical suffering was due to Akash's animalistic behavior. She lamented to herself that she, a victim of momentary lust, was also a part of it. Satisfied with getting what she wanted, she felt contempt for Akash, who had run away like a madman without telling her a word. She also felt extremely bad about herself, thinking that she had also done such a thing because she wanted such a man. As soon as she achieved her selfishness, she showed foxy intelligence and thought that she would give a good kick to the man who had ignored her like a cheap call girl and ran away. But she couldn't find it. Where could it have gone? She thought that she might have left it near the dressing table in the corner of the bedroom, so she went there and looked. There was a phone there, but it was not hers. As soon as she picked it up and pressed it, she got details related to Akash. There was a photo of his wife Sahana and children as a screensaver. She threw it aside in anger. She remembered his phone number, hoping to somehow get in touch with him. But she didn't remember. Her landline had also been down for 2 days, so she couldn't get any help. She also knew that their phones were from the same company and the same model. She had recognized it as Akash's phone only because of the difference in the cover on it. Perhaps due to this confusion, she realized that he had taken her phone when he left in a hurry in the morning. She pressed it to see if she could get any more clues from his phone and started checking the messages. Since it did not have any security lock, she was able to go to the message inbox. It was full of sexy messages from his girlfriends. Similarly, his sent box also had vulgar messages that he had replied to them. Overall, she understood that he was a maniac who always flirted with girls. She cried bitterly with remorse, saying that she had not dedicated herself to such a low life, but that all my desires had been stolen. Now that she knew his nature, she realized that there was no point in calling him again. She decided that she would never make the mistake of talking to him or meeting him again. She remembered everything that had happened and was saddened again and again. She decided to forget this as a bad dream and went to take a bath. While she was making hot tea and drinking it, her maid came with the child. She said that the child was very unwell and that she could not leave him because there was no one at home. So she brought him and begged him again and again not to make a mistake. She put the child to sleep in the corner of the storeroom and started her usual household chores. How would Pankaja have reacted in the past? Something, but now her mind was a hive of confusion. She asked her maid to finish the work without objecting, where whatever it was, Pankaja looked at her mother again and again. She was exhausted from the constant work of 4-6 households. She was starving without nutritious food. The scars on her body told her that her drunken husband had been beating her and ruined her peace. Suddenly, she felt that she had been riding on the back of some crazy love that she had not seen for so long, and she had ignored the pure feelings of love. Instead of searching for desires that haunted her like a mirage, she felt that if she had cared for those who needed love, affection, and support with all her heart and shared their joys and sorrows and helped them, she would be so happy. Then she asked about her mother's hardships. When she told her that she was earning 5,000 by working in 6 households, she said that she would give the same 5,000 and that she should not go to work anywhere else. Even Ratna could not believe her ears. She agreed happily with tears in her eyes. She came to work at 7 a.m. and was asked to go home at 7 p.m. She took out several old saris and all the clothes she had for the child. After Ratna finished all the work, Pankaja gave her breakfast, immediately took the child to the doctor, and gave her rupees 500 to buy medicine and fruits. Ratna sincerely wished that on this day in her life Bhagyalakshmi had opened her eyes. After sending her away, Pankaja felt relieved. From now on, she took a new resolution to do as much social service as she could, to help the suffering of such poor and downtrodden people, and to forget her loneliness in their happiness. Later, when she had eaten and went to bed, she fell asleep comfortably and peacefully. In the evening, she went to a nearby orphanage and inquired about the well being of the orphan boys there. She said that she would give rupees 10,000 every month for their welfare. She also said that every evening she would come to the ashram and give free lessons to the children from 6 to 9 pm. Sulochana, who was in charge of the ashram, was very impressed by her words. She said that if such well educated people come forward and cooperate like this, no one would feel orphaned. Pankaja said that she would start the lessons from then on and gave the children the sweets, fruit jam, nutritious drinks like Horlicks, Bormita, bedsheets, sweaters, etc. that she had brought for them. She immediately took out a checkbook from her handbag, wrote a check of rupees 10,000 and gave it to Sulochana. Her eyes were filled with tears of joy. Now Pankaja's life was moving smoothly on a new path. Although she had all the advantages financially, her biggest complaint was the lack of peace of mind. She found it herself by doing social service. Now she had no objection to her husband's serious nature. As a loving mother to her only daughter, she dedicated her life to her welfare and also to helping orphaned children as much as she could. Her New Year's resolution had changed the course of Pankaja's life and brought her complete peace and happiness. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel.